Salve gente, ben ritrovati e ritrovate su Black Mirror 2. Che bello il temporale, anche soltanto a sentire.
I'll give him a few minutes break from me. They're drinking tea. I don't want to annoy them. I don't have any important questions for her right now.
Beh, almeno lì farà un freschetto.
Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Do you know Bates's Christian names?
What? No. Lucifer, maybe.
Forse Lucifero.
Does the name Sir Egmont mean anything to you?
Sir Egmont? Of course.
Really? Who's that then?
And why do you want to know that?
I need the information for my investigation.
And what if I didn't tell you?
What's that supposed to mean? Come on, tell me.
Well, one good turn. Being a copper, you can certainly do me a little favor. My brother Rupert's got a problem with a few speeding tickets. Maybe you could...
Hey, slow down. I'm not the traffic police. Tell me who Sir Egmont is, or your brother's speeding tickets will be the least of your problems.
You can't force me. I'm not telling you anything until you've helped me out too.
Okay. So what's your brother's name?
Rupert Wood.
I'll see if there's anything that can be done. Perhaps I can fool her on this. Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Ah, don't worry about it.
Sta sempre a tagliare.
Can you tell me where Sally's from?
Her family has a farm in Sussex. At least that's what she told me.
Do you doubt that?
Not really. Her behavior and the way she talks quite clearly point to farmyard origins.
I'll catch you later, Bates.
Goodbye, sir.
Interessante. Sarà.
I don't see what old ladies get out of knitting. Perhaps it just helps them kill time. As long as the ladies are drinking tea, I should choose somewhere else to make my call.
Andiamo all'altro telefono. Che pizza.
It's locked. There's probably nothing special inside anyway. Let's try it. Hello, operator? Please put me through to Rupert Wood in Sussex. Yes, I'll wait. Mr. Wood, Mr. Rupert Wood. Do you have a sister named Sally? Yes, my name's Inspector Falk. I'm calling on behalf of the traffic police. Yes, calm down. No, listen. No, she isn't. It's concerning your speeding ticket, sir. It seems as though someone has made a mistake. According to our records, you are 99 years old. That surely can't be right, can it? 34. Yes, I thought so. Listen, I'm gonna delete the record, okay? Your speeding ticket is thereby null and void. Yes. No problem. Goodbye, Mr. Wood. Rupert Wood, 34, from Sussex, now believes that his speeding ticket has disappeared into thin air. Hopefully his sister believes that too.
Vedete quanto è malvagio?
Good day, Sally.
Yes?
All right. The speeding tickets have been canceled. Now, what's all this about Sir Egmont?
So, where does my brother live and how old is he?
Rupert Wood, 34, domiciled in Sussex, as of now, does not have any speeding tickets against him.
You're a darling.
Okay, that's enough. Now, will you at last tell me who Sir Egmont is?
Here he is.
Breakfast cereal?
Sir Egmont's finest breakfast flakes. They're Bates's favourite. They're very soft and easy to chew.
Clever. And what does the old guy wear on his uniform? A medal in the shape of a cross. That's it. Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Ah, don't worry about it.
Fammi un po' vedere.
Sir Egmont's breakfast flakes. They show some grumpy old guy in a uniform. He has a huge, great medal on his chest in the shape of a cross. I'll give him a few minutes break from me.
Un avanti e indietro,
They're drinking tea. I don't have any important questions for her right now.
Ora tocca uscire fuori, scommetto. Beh, almeno c'è una cornacchia che fa... da sottofondo?
Hey, there's a letter inside. It's addressed to Mr. Bates, Blackmere Castle, Willow Creek. If Bates' full name isn't going to be on the envelope, Then perhaps maybe at least in the letter? It's a bill for a gravestone made according to your desired blah blah blah. The inscription is as follows: Edward Bartholomew Bates, to know one's duty and carry it through. That is everything. So, Edward Bartholomew then. Weird name. Which symbol does that point to? There isn't really anything to see on the base of this figurine. Just a vertical line. Is it supposed to be a Roman 1? There's a Roman numeral carved into the base of the figurine. 19. XX is engraved on the base. Either there's an X missing to warn of its lewdness, or it's a Roman 20. Let's see. The nymphs have the numbers 1, 18, 19, and 20 on them. That would be 58 in total. But that doesn't help me with the symbols. What have these numbers got to do with the aid memoir? Maybe the numbers represent letters of the alphabet. What would that give us? A, R, S, T. Tars? No, star. Yes, of course. The symbol is a star.
Le avrò tutte?
I'll give him a few minutes break from me. Looks like a combination lock, just with symbols instead of numbers. Who am I kidding? There are thousands of possible combinations. I'm not going to get any further with trial and error. I first need to find out which symbols are the right ones. Who am I kidding? I first need to find out.
Quindi diceva...
That looks like some kind of a aid memoir that Bates has written out. He must have conceded that his memory wasn't getting any better and wanted to play it safe. It says here, on Sir Egmont's portrait, the builder's eldest sister, my Christian name, the nymph's numbers.
Ah, già, vero, mi manca il nome delle sorelle della combinazione di chi ha costruito il castello, è vero, è vero, è vero, è vero.
Do the names Edward or Bartholomew mean anything to you?
Mean anything? What do you mean by that, Mr. Fogg?
Perhaps you associate a particular symbol or sign with these names.
Oh, I've always been interested in these kinds of things. Now, let me think. Now, Edward doesn't have any significance for me, but the name Bartholomew comes from the Bible. Saint Bartholomew, he was one of the 12 apostles. He preached in Persia and also in India, possibly. He died a martyr's death. He was flayed alive. His skin was removed. That's why his symbol is a knife.
A knife. I think you may well have helped me with that.
Glad to. Even if I do find your questions rather odd. Surely they can't all be to do with the dead girl.
Oh, it's a complicated case. I'll go and take a bit of a look around.
Of course.
I don't have any important questions for her right now. I'll give him a few minutes break from me.
Amo il country, Vendel, Ricciardo, Mattia, Rebecca, Jeremy, Rachel, Thomas, Jeremy.
So, Frederick Arthur Gordon, where are you? Ah, here he is. Frederick had 4 sisters. The oldest answered to the pretty name of Rose. Old Frederick Arthur's oldest sister was called Rose. Ah, the Rose. Old Frederick Arthur's oldest sister was called Rose.
Beh, ora dovrei averli tutti. Si muove da sempre da paperella o da pinguino se volete. No, vedi? E qui sfrutterò allora, in alto a questa croce c'è una croce, qui c'è una coppa, un coltello, allora faccio prima a leggere. Combinazione croce rosa, coltello e stella. Dov'è il pulsante però?
That's it. A big key. There's only one door here whose key you'd hide in a casket. And a small golden medallion. Or at least half a small golden medallion. It must have been one you could open originally. There's small hinges on it. Inside is a photo of me. Me as a little boy, 3 or 4. I'm certain It looks just like the pictures of me as a child in Boston. Was I adopted? There's something engraved on the back of it. Adrian. Is that my name? And if it is, why was it changed when I was adopted? To make it more difficult for the Order to find me?
Ok. Andiamo a utilizzare la chiave.
A lovely, large, old-fashioned key. My photo is in one half of the locket. The name Adrian is engraved on the back. Time for a few answers.
Però è pulito.
This is the only accessible room in this wing. Next door is locked, and all the other rooms are completely dilapidated. There hasn't been a fire in this fireplace for ages. There's some white ashes on the floor, but no wood. There's a small wooden plate lying here. It looks like it belongs to a game. I've got the feeling I've seen it somewhere before. Someone has written Ralph on the back. A thing from a kid's game. There's an animal head on the front. And on the back it says Ralph. It's cool here. I can feel a draft. The wind's probably whistling right over the chimney up on the roof. The material is really rough and old. It's grown stiff over the years. The curtains are very tasteful and can't have been cheap. They're probably even made by hand. Little light gets in through the window, and the curtains make the room even darker. Outside I can see a courtyard. Quite dreary.
Fatemi salvare, L'ala chiusa. L'ala del castello chiusa, ma devo ridurre l'ala chiusa. Così si capisce, almeno un po'.
There's a huge mirror built into the wall. Quite elaborate for such a simple mirror.
Black Mirror.
The mirror is very lavish and ornately framed. There seems to be some kind of mechanism at the bottom of it. I've got no idea how it works. I think something's missing. Another old picture like all the rest. A woman with a rigid face and dead eyes. I can't tell when the picture was painted. Time seems to stand still in this castle. The woman's clothing isn't much different to Lady Victoria's. The woman could have lived here 200 years ago. Or 20 years ago.
È rimasto solo questo?
Something small is definitely missing. A ball or something that fits in this hole.
E che cacchio ci va? Beh, è una bella stanza.
Really not.
No. Ah, la sedia?
The chair looks inviting, but it's too early to have a rest. I'll have time to stare into the flames and be all melancholy when this is over.
È tutto fatto qui. Quindi che dice? Che devo trovare? Una porta segreta, temo che mi serva una biglia o una sorta di pallina. Ma non ho visto nulla di simile nel castello. Mi chiedo se Ralph abbia delle biglie. Intanto ho trovato un disco di legno con il suo nome inciso. Probabilmente è l'unico che possa aiutarmi. Ralph? Ralph chi era? Chi era Ralph? Devo tornare all'accademia? Ah, ma qui non piove però.
Hello, Ralph?
Hi, Darren.
Ralph, I've got something here and was wondering if you could maybe help me out with it?
I've got one of those too. Here, look.
A sliding block puzzle. I remember those from when I was a kid.
Yeah. Is it yours? A nice lady gave it to me.
A lady?
Yes, I couldn't recognize her, but Mr. Bubby says she's a holy one.
Interesting.
Mr. Bubby says you can have it. It's a bit broken.
Una santa?
Well, that's very nice of Mr. Bubby. Thanks a lot. I need to get going, Ralph.
See you.
I remember this game from when I was a kid. I really liked playing it back then. There's something rattling inside when I shake it.
Leoni? Che Che è questa? Una capra, che è? 4 d'oro, 2 d'oro. Questo va qua certamente. Questo va qua certamente. Sarà tremendamente noioso fare sta cosa. Fatemi capire un po' come funziona sta cosa. Sembra un 15, però... La soluzione dell'enigma. Qui mi dà 4 capre. Così. Niente, 2 caprette qua. Così. E 2 leoni d'oro qui. E 2 caprette qua. Così.
The ball's outside. Now let's see what we can start with this.
Ok, torno al castello, ricordatevi allo specchio e inserite la palla nel posto di incavo. Interagite per iniziare un nuovo enigma, è semplicissimo. Torniamo al castello. Qui piove. Cioè da qua a qua. Qui di lui a qui ci sono gli uccellini.
Yes, it fits. The little ball rolls around the outer circle. Now I need to adjust something else. I think it has to get to the middle. Alright, let's see.
Che cacchio è? Che minchiata.
Got it. Ah, the mirror. It's actually a secret door.
La madre gli disse di non entrare nello specchio, eh?
There isn't the slightest sign of decay. In fact, this is one of the most well-maintained rooms I've seen in the entire castle. It looks like a nursery in an old movie. A girl's room. Look at this. More little balls. I've had enough of mirrors, especially in this castle. Like in a dollhouse. A 4-poster bed, velvet, silk, and lace. Whoever it was that set this up wanted a doll for a child. A porcelain music box. And underneath it, the third piece of mosaic. These windows also look out in the courtyard, just like in the mirror room. You can't see either of the rooms when you're standing in front of the castle. This melody. Oh! Oh!
Esagerato.
Ah!
L'ultimo capitolo.
Adrian? Adrian, wake up.
Who?
Your father had changed a lot. It poisoned him. It brought out his dark side, made him go mad. It burned me.
Mom?
I was pregnant. Twins. The doctor said it was a miracle that I gave birth to 2 healthy children, despite my burns, despite all the suffering. A miracle. At first I didn't want you. You reminded me of him, of what happened, of my scars, the pain. I didn't want to live anymore. But then, these 2 little things just lying there, helpless, innocent. I took my parents-in-law's offer, and after more than a year in various hospitals, we moved here. I needed a hiding place. I didn't want to show my face to the world.
you needed a family, and yes, I thought I understood. How had it all come to that?
Mazza come è fatto male il padre, Samuel.
And Samuel?
Your father didn't know that I was still alive, and he didn't know anything about you two. I started to hate him. He ruined my life, and his parents' life. When he turned up here, after his grandfather's death, I hid myself here in my rooms, and I waited for him to disappear again. Angelina was at boarding school, far away, safe. Friends had told Victoria that Samuel was a broken man after the fire, and didn't seem so nasty anymore. But I was still afraid of him. When the first murders happened, I sensed that Samuel's dark side had returned. However, Bates reassured me. He said that Samuel gave the impression of being quite balanced. And after all, the first incident, William's death, happened before he'd arrived. They didn't believe me when I told them how quickly and completely the curse would take control of him. Bates and Victoria blame themselves for that to this very day.
Quindi Angelina potrebbe essere la sua sorella? No, spero di no.
What was it that drove my father and great-grandfather mad?
The castle. It's the castle.
What do you mean, the castle?
You were a happy child. Both of you were. You enchanted the nurses and were my guiding light in a dark night. But your behavior changed here in the castle, Adrian. We'd have just been living here for a few years when you nearly killed your sister. You became aggressive, volatile. One day you pushed Angelina down the big staircase into the hall.
Angelina?
It was a miracle that she only broke her arm. She could have been dead.
Did you give me away because of that?
I didn't give you away. It was for your own safety. But I saw Samuel's look in your eyes, Adrian. I was scared of my own little boy. Mrs. Michaels, the cook, who tried to pull me out of the flames and paid with her own health, took you on. You can't imagine how happy I was when I heard that your behavior became normal again in America.
You mean this castle made me sick? Made me go mad?
The people here believe that there is a curse on the golden males. Perhaps the curse means that they drive themselves to disaster as long as they live here.
What role do Bates and Lady Victoria play in all this?
They, like me, have witnessed what the curse can do to good people. So they've dedicated their lives to not letting it happen again.
They've brought the Order back into being. An order that was founded centuries ago to fight against the curse and its repercussions.
Until it was forgotten. We've all paid dearly for that.
Who are the members of the Order?
Victoria, Bates, Eleanor, and myself are committed to the Order. The others do the real work. The young Miss Valley, for example, she's the leader.
Because her brother Vic fell prey to Samuel.
That's right.
Did Angelina grow up in the castle?
No, not really. She went to various boarding schools and was only here during the holidays. A dreary castle and a disfigured... like me. Oh, not the right environment for a child. I think she was always happy when the holidays were over.
What happened then? Why did she look for me?
2 years ago, she came to visit the castle for a few weeks. She skulked around the place, read books. I didn't think she was in danger. All the other women of the family were left untouched by the curse, you see. But somehow it struck her. It Made her think that she was destined for something bigger. Whispered to her power and fame. Tempting for a child who perhaps never got the attention she needed. Once we worked out that she was absorbed in things that should never have seen the light of day, we took her away from here. We reinitiated the order and hired someone to track her down after she escaped.
Reginald Boris.
Right. Once he tracked her down to Bideford, sheer horror broke out within the order. What would she want from you? Blood? We gave orders to do whatever was needed to keep Angelina away from you.
Did the order imprison me in the bunker? And kidnap me and take me to Wales?
No. We first found out from Miss Valley that you were here. We decided to get you away from here and tell you the plain truth. But it was like you suddenly disappeared from the face of the earth. We feared that Angelina had got to you.
It wasn't Angelina. Or at least not her alone. There was a man with a mask in the jail.
That wasn't one of us. Or at least I hope it wasn't. The order searched the whole area and we finally found you in our own assembly room of all places. We drugged you and we took you to Wales, to Eleanor's old castle. Miss Valley was already on the way to explain everything to you, but when she arrived, you were gone.
Per me torna che sia falsa la morte di Angelina.
Who killed Angelina?
We don't know. Victoria thinks that Angelina might have done something to herself in her madness.
Pouring gas all over herself and setting herself on fire? Nonsense.
I know. Perhaps we have another adversary that we know nothing about.
Or could it have been me?
Impossible. We followed you through the sewer system. You didn't have time to drive to the cliffs and kill her.
Then it was the great unknown?
I doubt that we don't know him. It must be someone who knows about all the incidents in the castle and knows about the order. One of us.
Who?
If I knew, he would already be regretting what he has done. Angelina was a good child. She had recovered, just like you had. We should have just taken her away from here forever.
Got it.
And what happens to me now?
You have to get away from here, as far as you possibly can. We don't know who killed Angelina. They could also be after you.
You mean after my blood?
That's why we have to get you out of here and organize a new identity for you. And secondly, you have to leave here under your own will. This castle, this whole area isn't good for you. I'm afraid that you would change again. If you stayed any longer, you'll hallucinate and maybe one day do things you don't want to.
You mean I'll see things that aren't there at all?
I don't know. I only know that it made your father capable of butchering a 12-year-old boy.
All right then. I'll go. Mom? Will we see each other again?
Talk to Bates. He'll arrange plane tickets for you. You fly to Florida. We'll see each other there again in a few weeks. It's all too much. I know. But one day you'll understand. We'll talk about it, and I'll explain it all as well as I can.
Ma è la madre? Sì, è la madre.
Bye, son.
Che fredda.
So, you know now, Master Adrian.
Yes. Why didn't you say anything?
When I heard your accent, I thought it might be you, Master Adrian. But I only knew you as a child, and from what your adoptive mother said, I was only sure once you showed me the photograph of Miss Angelina.
You knew she was dead?
Yes. Her ladyship and I drove to the scene early this morning. Our source in the police informed us.
Why all the smoke and mirrors? Why didn't you just tell me what I needed to know?
We didn't know how you'd react. I went to the village a short while ago to inform Miss Valley and the others, but I couldn't find anyone. Lady Victoria thought it would be best to keep you occupied and keep an eye on you until... yes, until reinforcements arrived.
That won't be necessary. I'll go of my own will.
I'm glad to hear that. Ask Lewis for the tickets. Sally should instruct him to collect the tickets from a travel agency in the next town.
Thank you, Bates. Where are the ladies?
They've retired. The last few days were very stressful for them.
You know, there must still be an unknown antagonist.
Yes, I believe someone was working with Miss Angelina.
Someone from the castle?
Or from the village. At least someone who really knows their way around.
And ultimately cleared their partner out of the way.
Bene, direi che per oggi è quanto. Abbiamo fatto tanto. Quindi Angelina sarebbe la sua sorella.
I'm gonna keep this portrait of Angelina. She looks just stunning. The most beautiful girl I've ever met.
Ed è tua sorella che hai baciato, però tu non sapevi che fosse tua sorella, mentre lei sapeva che eri suo fratello. E tanto le lettere che ha detto lei. Per me lei è viva.
Message to me. Darren, I hope this letter finds you.
I can't tell you just how
Sta
sorry I am that
mentendo.
I wasn't honest with you right from the start.
Sta mentendo. Quindi è viva. Ebbene, ci salutiamo qui all'esterno del castello. Io non so come proseguirà, ma per ora ne abbiamo 3 su 4, quindi ne rimane uno.
This piece of mosaic isn't any different from the other two. All 3 together will open the access to the temple chamber. There are several colored pieces of glass bound up in the second mosaic tile too. It reminds me of the leaded glass in church windows. Different colored pieces of glass bound with thin metal strips. According to Angelina, all 3 pieces together will open the access to the catacombs under the old academy.
Alla prossima gente, bella a tutti. Ciao!